Hello everyone, welcome back to Holistic Life Transformation. Today we talk about how to access your inner world, how to become aware of yourself. In the last videos we talk about that the transformation process when you have your new awareness, new consciousness, your consciousness has risen and you feel things are different and you realize you're not where you want to be. And we talk about it when you want to get um, there where you want to be, to express your full self, to live your highest version of yourself, your fullest potential, that you need go to go through this inner journey and to access yourself, your inner self, and to do this introspection. And today we talk about how you actually can do this. What are some ways I found for myself useful to get more clarity, to get to know myself better and find out um, the intentions, the motives I have, why I do certain things. And often I realized I was not even aware why I was doing certain things until I thought about them, until I realized that I have actually this thought pattern in my mind, and it might have been useful in the past, but now it's not what serves me anymore. So I learned that you can actually rewire your thinking and rewire your brain. And this is what we're going to talk about today. And what I want to start with is an experience from my own life, um, how I find or what I do to access or to find this access. And a while ago, I have come across these 7 hermetic principles or the 7 universal principles. And what I first want you to understand is, if you haven't read them yet or understood them yet, have a look what they mean, what they are. And the first principle says that everything is mental. So, in other words, everything is consciousness, everything is spirit, if you wish. So, what you have to understand is that you are not your thoughts, you are not your body, you are not even your feelings. You are the consciousness that projects all of that uh, into existence. And you are actually our consciousness, higher consciousness, having a human experience. And you are creating all of these things to reflect back on yourself. So everything you see around yourself is a reflection of your inner true self. And many of us, we get caught up by the ideas who we are. So who you are and what you are. What you are a consciousness. You're a higher consciousness having a human experience. Transmitter and receiver of love and light. And who you are is how you define yourself. Your name, your personality, your identity, all the different roles you play in your life. You might be a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a colleague, a friend, um, a son, a daughter. We have many different roles in our lives, and we tend to identify ourselves with this. And if you want to become self-aware, you first have to realize that these identities are constructs. They are artificial. They are not real. They are real to a certain extent, as if you are a father, you are a father. If you're a mom, you are a mom, and this is totally fine. and there's nothing wrong with it. But you also have to see that these roles are true for a certain time or for certain moments. In other moments, you are not this identity anymore. And people sometimes forget that they are more, for example, than their job. They see their job and they see this is what they have, this is their life. And when they lose a job, they lose their identity. Like I had it in my own life experience. I worked only for 1 year for a company straight after university, 1 year. And I was really into it because I worked 5 years to get to this point. And all these previous 5 years made me look forward to this job experience. Now I have a job, and now I'm finished. I get to the end of the road, and I really identify myself with this new role. But it wasn't me. I mean, once I lost my job, I was crushed. I was thinking, what am I worthless? Is it what did I wrong? Is it me? And I was questioning everything. And this led to other ideas about myself. And I was thinking that I'm not my job and I'm not the company I work for. And I realized that I will not allow this to happen again, to be fully, to identify myself with anything around me. And so how can you access, what did I do to access my true self? How can you become more aware? Now there is a second universal principle, which is the principle of correspondence, and it says as within, so without, and as without, so within. So the world around you reflects the world that's inside of you, and the world inside of you reflects the world that's outside of you. And if you want to reconnect, you have to basically you can look around you and find ways to reconnect. You are a part of nature, so go into nature, reconnect with nature, and make space for you to reconnect. It can be very simple things, just as walking bare feet on the grass, laying on the grass, looking into the sky, or stargazing, looking into the sky when it's night or when it's day, and just feeling this connection. And this, I found myself, is best when you're in nature, because nature is teaching us so much. And if we feel disconnected by the way we live, the way we act, the way we think and speak, it has often to do because we surround ourselves with, we are in areas or in situations where we cannot feel connected. In the city, you are living alone in your apartment, or you see all these people, but you don't know any of these people. Or you feel you are in a group, but you don't really belong to a group, and so you can feel very lonely. But this loneliness is actually also something you create. And being alone and loneliness is a different story. And I made another video about that before. But if you find that inner connection to yourself, this awareness, then you will never feel alone again. And basically, what you also can do, beside the nature part, which is I really recommend you to do, take a walk 5 minutes. I used to do that in the morning or sometimes in the evening. Just leave your phone at home, leave your dog or cat, whatever you have. No friends, no partner. Just go on your own and just let your thoughts flow, let your emotions flow, just reconnect with nature. And by reconnecting with what is outside of you, you also connect, you find what's inside of you. It's a reflection, as without, so within. And what you also can do is meditate. And you can just sit for 5 minutes. You just sit still, close your eyes, you don't move, and you breathe. And you try not to move, only to breathe and be present. This is another way to become aware. And you, at the beginning, you might feel weird. You might feel this is bullshit, what I'm doing here. But as you keep going, try it out for 5 minutes. And then, ideally in the morning or in the afternoon, in the evening, it doesn't matter. Whenever you feel like it. But just do it 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes every day. 5 minutes of presence. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't force it. Just natural, and let your thoughts come and go. Let them flow. Let them do their thing. But stay focused on your breath. And that's it. That can be a simple thing, and you will realize that this kind of simple actions can actually increase your awareness about yourself dramatically. And the more you do it, the better you will get at it. And by doing this, I found out so many things about myself. And combined with journaling and doing these walks in nature and just being on my own and giving myself the time to be alone and to be okay with it and to realize I'm good enough. The way I am good enough, and you are too. No matter where you are, what you've gone through, what your situation is now, whatever you're telling yourself, used to tell yourself, you are good enough. And this understanding alone is priceless. And you get this understanding not by someone telling you that you have to do it, you have to experience it yourself. And this experience is what gives you trust, what gives you confidence, what gives you this inner knowing. You know that you know, this clarity. And this knowing is a feeling, is just a sense which you cannot grasp mentally only. You have to have this symbiosis of mental, your mind, your body, and your soul, right? So you have to bring this in alignment. So, and another way is to exercise. Exercise regularly. Do some stretching, do some yoga, go to run, break a sweat, get engaged with your body, and make it a habit to exercise regularly. And I do this, I do freeletics it's called. I exercise not every day, but almost every day. My aim is 5 days a week. And I also added now in the morning, to my morning routine, I added some yoga exercises, some calisthenics, like easy stuff, just to get stretched, to get warm for the day, to get ready for the day. And so these are basically my 3 recommendations for you. Go into nature, meditate, or become present. You can also be present in any moment during the day. But if you do this for the first time, just take 5 minutes and be present. And the third thing is exercise. Nature, exercise, and be present. So these are my recommendations for you. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to try it out. And if you feel this is useful, or you have something to tell me, feedback, comments, I will be glad to answer them. And with this, I wrap it up for today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.